Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world. I'm a little thrown off here. And you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with us today. We have Samantha here from PNW True Crime. We are dual streaming together right now. It's exciting to have you here and be streaming with you, Samantha.
Yeah, this is a crazy new thing, but this is awesome.
We've
We've got
been,
our chat combined. We've got, so much going on right now.
yeah, yes. We have been working really hard the last day or so, haven't we, Samantha?
Oh gosh.
It's been nonstop because uh, this is a big responsibility that we have.
Right.
What we're going to be talking about this evening, and this is not going to be an ordinary live stream. This is a true deep dive into the nitty-gritty. But we do have some things that we need to say before we get started. Um, some notes from different things that Sam needs to talk about as well. And I want to tell you that this stream is going to be extraordinarily triggering. You are going to hear things that you might have thought happened in the Michael Vaughan case, and you might have not ever thought about. Your mind could never go there. I know we lost sleep, didn't we, Samantha?
I hardly slept at all last night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Guys, make sure you give a thumbs up to Samantha and myself. We would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Very, very much. Your support means the world to us. And please share this out. With that being said, Samantha, could you please, go over what we, the house cleaning, you know what I mean?
Yes. So, just to start off with, Brandy and her family are aware of this live. They stand behind everything that Justin and I are going to be talking about, everything that Justin and I are going to read in this affidavit. Brandy actually requested Justin and I to do this live. So that's the reason why we're going over this live, and because this affidavit was dropped in a way that was very shocking
Mhm.
to Brandy, to Tyler, and their entire family without any warning. When Brandy and Tyler had originally gone into the DA's office and got to see information provided to them by the district attorney, sensitive information regarding things that had happened to Michael had been redacted in that information. So when this affidavit was dropped last night, it was very shocking, very hurtful. I
Yeah.
don't even know what to add to that except
Well,
for it was god awful and disrespectful in every sense of the meaning to
yeah.
the family.
Yeah. Um, what else?
I also want to clarify
Yes.
that the truth is all of the evidence is in the discovery. And we're going to go over the probable cause affidavit that was filed on 6/12/2026. Stacey isn't
20.
even privy to any information until he's been appointed an attorney.
You mean 2025?
And yeah, what did I say? 2020. I don't know
You
why
said
I've done that.
2026. You said 2026.
Okay, 6/12/2025.
Okay, there we
Sorry
go.
about that. And
Just wanted to correct
Stacey isn't even privy to anything until he's been appointed an attorney, and his attorney would have to request the discovery.
Correct.
So the discovery has all the evidence. Despite what people in the back want to put out, what rumors they want to spread, how they want to add misleading information as they're talking
Right.
about this affidavit, please remember that the evidence is in the discovery, not in this affidavit. But like Justin said, there is a lot of really triggering things, so please protect your mental health.
Yeah.
If you need to take a break, take a break.
Mhm.
Um,
Please. Please. It's
Brandy,
you can always rewatch this. You can always rewatch this if you need a mental break or whatever. Um, that being said, a probable cause is the minimum amount of information, right? And this uh, is enough to, you know, make an arrest, to convince the judge and all that. But what you're going to hear today is, oh God, I don't know. I don't even know if I'll be able to hold it together, to be honest with you.
it's going to be a rough one for both of us, Justin.
Yeah. Um, I can't imagine being Brandy and Tyler. I can't imagine. I fucking
I
can't.
can't imagine them
I'm
sitting
already gonna
there,
cry.
yeah, and hearing this information the way that they did. That in itself is just, uh, she did write out a statement. She wanted me
Wait,
to read to
yes. Yeah,
everybody.
that was the other thing we need to talk about. Yeah. Yep. Go ahead.
She said that we are thankful for the continued work that law enforcement and Mike Duke's office continue to do. They are never going to stop until they get justice for Michael and bring Michael home. And we are standing strong with them, as well as our community and all of the wonderful people that have fallen in love with our beautiful monkey. Michael is so loved. My heart always knew his energy, his laugh, his smile, his big open heart make a difference to someone someday. And he has done that all across the world. And no matter or and no monster will ever put out the light of our beautiful Michael Joseph Vaughan. We love you beyond the stars, monkey. We will never give up, my love. I pinky promise.
Um, and Brandy, Tyler, Von family, we back you 1,000,000,000% in that, and always have and always will. Okay. Uh, or anything else before we get this started? One thing I am going to say, uh, so I'm going to be reading this affidavit, and as things come up, Sam is going to be interjecting. I asked her to interject uh, to bring up points. She's not interrupting me or anything like that. I just want to make that very clear. I asked her to. Sam is extremely, extremely nice, and she would. I just want to clarify that she's kind of shy to a little bit. The other night we were live for quite a while, but my sugar was getting low and I had to get off like kind of quick. And she was feeling, she's been kind of sick a little bit, and her sugar was low too, and she's like, "I didn't wanna tell you." I was like, "Sam, tell me to shut up. I gotta get off of here." She's like, "I would never do that." She's just the sweetest. She really is. Um, so,
Yes, so forgive me if I have to cough. I'm going to try to use the mute to cough, to blow my nose. I have been very sick for a few weeks and then started running fever a few days ago. I am feeling better now that I got some antibiotics in me, but it wouldn't matter whether I was running fever or not. Like, this is
same.
where I want to be with you. This is where I want to be for the Vaughan family. This is important, and I wouldn't rather be anywhere else.
It's gonna be a hard one. I'm already about ready to burst into tears. It's all right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. I hope I have them in the right order.
Well, you better, Justin.
I know. I hope I have them in the right order. All right. Actually, I can do it like this. I absolutely can. Just do it like this. All right, guys. Um, let's see. Oops, wrong one. Here we go. All right. So, this is it, and you ready to start it? All right. This is actually against. Is this against Stacey and Sarah? It's kind of 2 in 1, isn't it?
So there is two affidavits that say the exact same thing, and yeah, for Sarah and Stacy, from what I understand, even though we don't know that Sarah has been charged with anything yet, and we are not saying that she has, this affidavit has been written up for quite a while. So, yeah,
We
as
see a
far as
right.
I know, it was both for Sarah and Stacy.
Mhm. Thank you, little devil. Please bring Michael home. Rest in peace, little man. Guys, thank you, Jen. What you're going to hear, um, to me, it's just I knew that they were evil, all of these people, but when you hear what you're going to hear, just the fucking callousness of it. I mean, I don't know. I just might as well get started reading because it's bad. All right. This is the piece. Detective Juanita, how do you pronounce her last name? Keller, the
Yes.
undersigned, first duty sworn on oath, deposes and says, "This is the peace officer of the Fruitland Police Department. Uh, the defendant is alleged to have committed the following crimes between the dates of approximately July 27th, 2021, the day Michael goes missing, through 2025. First degree unaliving, felony. Second, kidnapping, second degree, felony. Third, destruction of or concealment of evidence, felony. The crimes were not committed in my presence. I do believe there is probable cause to believe the defendant committed such crimes because of the following fact. Note that you must be the source of the information provided below. Okay. On July 27, 2021, neighbors reported seeing 5-year-old Michael Joseph Vaughan between approximately 18:15. So that is what, 7:15?
18, so oh
12,
my
13,
gosh,
14,
this is
15,
where it's
16.
going.
Okay, yeah, 7:15 and 7:30 p.m.
I think it's 6:15.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. You're right, 6:15. 6:15 and 6:30 in the area of Michael's home and nearby residence on South Arizona in Fruitland, Payette County, Idaho. Michael knocked on some of the neighbors' doors, attempting to play with neighbors or in their yards. Michael was told to return home by all of the neighbors he contacted. At approximately 1845, that's 6 or is that right? 6:45?
6:45. Yes.
6:45.
I'm actually writing it all down, the number, so that we make sure we get this right now. So,
Gotcha. Okay.
okay.
Uh 6:45 and 6:50, Tyler Vaughan, that is Michael's father, noticed his 5-year-old son, Michael Vaughan, was missing at their home located at Redacted in Fruitland, Payette County, Idaho. Tyler began searching his home and property for Michael. Tyler called 911 to report his son missing at approximately, um, it says 19:21 hours.
So
So that is
17 or 7.
7:20 7:21, right?
Yep.
At the Fruitland Police Department responded to the area. Police, Fruitland Police Department, and the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, along with other local agencies and volunteers, searched for Michael over several weeks and now years. Through interviews, searches, and other collaborative evidence, all of Michael's family and household members have been determined to not have any knowledge of Michael's, but do not have any current location, nor were they involved uh, in Michael's disappearance. All of Michael's neighbors on Southwest 9th Avenue in Arizona have also been thoroughly investigated, searched, and interviewed, and have been determined by law enforcement not to have any knowledge or involvement in Michael's disappearance. The surrounding area was searched extensively, and Michael has never been found.
And I
Okay.
just would love to
Yeah,
reiterate now, if everybody just heard that, the Vaughn family has nothing to do with Michael missing, his abduction, nor unaliving. You're
correct.
hearing it right there from Juanita Keller, the detective on the case.
Well, not only do they have nothing to do with it, neither does, anybody else in the neighborhood other than uh, the suspects, the 4
And as it
suspects.
was sitting there talking about neighbors seeing Monkey, we've gone over this information before as far as, you know, Monkey wanted to find somebody to play with. He wandered out the garage. He went and knocked on neighbor's door trying to find somebody to play with. He knocked on several different doors and several different neighbors told him, Monkey, you're out here by yourself. You need to go home. So we have talked about this information many times about all the different neighbors' houses that he went to or yards that he went to being seen by the neighbors and whatnot before Tyler realized he was missing.
Hmm. Yes. For those of you that, when we say monkey, that was his nickname, specifically by his loved ones, right? His family members. Okay. Um, All right. Live canine teams searched the surrounding neighborhood August 2 and 3, 2021, using a pair of Michael's shoes and for uh, it's a little blurry for me, sorry. Shoes for Michael's scent. Out of approximately 300 homes, canine handlers reported the dogs only showed interest in one house located at Redacted in Fruitland. This is the home of Stacey and Sarah Wondra, aka canine handlers that reported that canine, is it Banshee?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Showed interest in the area of the corner of Meadowlark and Red Wing Street. The canine showed interest in the intersection and the sorry, it's so blurry, intersection, and headed straight to the fence and front door of the Wandra's residence. I need to turn my phone off. Bear with me. Okay.
So I want to point out right here, we're talking August 2nd through the 3rd. The dogs are hitting in the area of the Wandra's house. The 2nd and the 3rd of August. That is only what, 28, 29, 30, not even a week
Yeah.
after Michael's been abducted. Dogs are hitting near the Wandra's house.
Yeah. Yeah. Very quickly.
And we
Very
also
quickly.
know that Carson Starkey, their next door neighbor, actually mentions the dogs hitting on those houses there when they were out searching when he did his interview with JLR.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you'll also see why they hit here in a little bit. Well, I mean, obviously never mind. We'll get there. We'll get there. On August 2nd, 2021, Canine Banshee sent down to a tree over the edge of Bluff. Bluff, I think it says Bluff off of Southwest 8th, Three Rivers and Three Rivers Way. Canine Banshee was determined to track the scent into the thorny bushes under the tree, despite the thorns. A discarded child's stroller was located deep in the thorny bushes. You want to talk about that?
Well, the one thing to point out there is this canine has Michael's scent,
Yes.
and this dog wants in sticker bushes. He is climbing through to get to what he is smelling.
He's determined.
Yes. And there's a stroller there. And you'll learn more about that stroller and other items. But just remember, this dog is trained and is hunting down a particular scent that it's trained to hunt down. Very determined to get into these bushes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's determined for sure. Okay. On August 5th, a pink, quote, big flyer, which is a brand of tricycle. It's like the old version. You know what I mean? It's like the three, it's two wheels on the back, one on the front. It's usually got I think it's like a red flag or something on it. On August 5th, 2021, a pink big flyer tricycle was located behind the Bluffs sign at Three Rivers Way and Southwest 8th Street during a search of the same area the day prior. The tricycle was not there. Jim Smith, who lives in Three Rivers subdivision, later reported that he had found the tricycle over in the bluff under a tree next to a child's stroller. Jim said he took it home do you see what that word is? I can't see it.
To use.
Okay. Took it home to use one of the wheels for another project, but then discarded it after not retrieving the wheel as planned. Jim said he left it behind the bluff sign for neighborhood kids to use. Kim Elko would later report to law enforcement that she had seen the tricycle in the Wondra's garage during a yard sale in the spring of 2021. Elko, which is Kim, was able to describe the layout of the Wanderer's garage and where she saw the tricycle on a stack of boxes. The described stack of boxes was still there during a later search warrant of the Wanderer's residence and garage. So this dog was going through those brush rather. It was going to that stroller when there had actually been a tricycle there at some point, right?
Right.
And a neighbor kind of picked it up. They were going to use it. And they decided not to. They put it at so the neighbors, the other kids could just play with it if they wanted, right? And we long heard in the whispers throughout about a tricycle or a bike. Do you remember that?
Yeah. I mean, Brooks from Crime Lines and Lies talked about it. Carson talked about it. There's been several other
I
creators
talked
that
about it.
cover
Yep,
it.
yep, yep, yep.
I remember talking about it, but I will admit right here, I got it wrong. I didn't think that the tricycle had anything to do with Michael's case. And as I'm reading the affidavit last night, I'm realizing, oh, wait a minute, there is.
Maybe it
And
was a
the
scooter.
affidavit talks so much more also about the tricycle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Stacy said they babysat the niece. Yes. Yep. I forgot about that. I see you. He sure did. Yep. He said that was in there because he babysatted a niece. Sure did.
And there's a picture of that I sent you, Justin,
Uh-huh.
of the tricycle
Oh,
in the
thank you.
Wanderer's garage that came from
There we
Chris
go.
McDonough.
There we go. Credit goes to Chris McDonough from the interview room.
And there's even, if you can barely see it down at the bottom, but it looks to be like a stroller that almost matches the tricycle.
Yep. Yep. This is an antique one. It's an old one. This little tricycle, it's probably been there a while. It looks like an antique at least. So this is most likely the tricycle that I'm sure that they're talking about in this affidavit.
If it was on the interview room, I would,
Yep,
yeah,
I agree. Yep,
definitely assume that.
yep. I mean, what other red flyer tricycle? You know what I mean?
Right.
So, okay. All right.
The affidavit says it's a pink one, and this is a pink one.
Yep, yep. It's either a pink one or a really faded red one, but either way, it's pink. Okay. All right. So a neighbor had saw this in the spring of 2021 when the Wanderers were having a garage sale. Dorothy Starkey, who was who was present at Redacted in Fruitland, reported on July 29th, 2021, that she saw Michael. Listen to this. That she saw Michael. Does it say? Does that say July 27th or July 29th?
July 29th. So 2 days after Michael was abducted.
Okay, sorry, I got you. Okay, she reported it on July 29th. Okay, so Dorothy, she presented to the police that she saw Michael riding on a quote big wheel end quote tricycle at the corner of Red Wing Street and Meadowlark Avenue on July 27th. You know what I can do? We'll pull that up.
There you go. So on the day that Michael was abducted, Dorothy Starkey, which is Stacey Wondra and Sarah Wandra's next door neighbor, that is Carson Starkey's wife, and they are also both RSOs.
Yes.
That live next door, is saying that she saw Michael on a tricycle, big wheel tricycle. It says kind of both here. So,
And she said Red Wing Street and Meadowlark Avenue. Okay. Okay, one second. Oh my God, one second. Okay.
thank you, beautiful moderators, for being here for me and Justin. Thank you guys so much.
Okay. Did they say, was it Meadowlark or Mallard? Meadowlark Avenue. Okay.
I want to say that's more towards like the Snake River. Isn't that the road like off to the side there?
I think it's over here, isn't it? Hold on one second.
Yeah, there you go. The road all the way over to the left.
It's over here, right?
I think so.
I'm
Is there
pretty
any
sure.
way to zoom in?
Yeah, we'll just go down there. That's 3 Rivers way. Hold on. Let me just pull this up one second. How do we spell it? Meadowlark. Okay. I should have had this ready. I apologize, guys. Oh no, I know where it is. Hold on. I don't even know what the hell I was thinking. It's way over here. It's not over there at all.
That's my bad.
It's right here. No, it's fine.
There you go.
Right here. This is Meadowlark. Okay. And they said
Meadowlark and Red Wing, which is the road that the Wanderers live on.
right, so it's going to be all the way down here. Right. Okay. It gets me confused. I'm not used to viewing it from this side. Okay. Yeah, so this is Meadowlark right here, and then this is the street the Wanderers live on. Okay, so we're talking right here. They're saying that they saw Michael on this, I would assume right here, right? Because this is where Michael, or this is where, or yeah, it's got to be. Is this all considered the same street? I can't remember.
No.
These are considered different streets, and if it would consider, okay. So yeah, so this would be, it would have to be like on the corner here, that they are saying that Michael was seen over there.
And the timing, which we're about to go into as he reads further into the affidavit,
Mhm.
is what's even more crucial about her sighting of Monkey.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. All right. Red Wing Street and Meadowlark Avenue on July 27th, as she was either entering or leaving the neighborhood. Dorothy is seen on surveillance videos coming into the neighborhood westbound on Southwest 8th Street at 1825 hours.
So 6:25.
Yes. Mhm. And left the neighborhood eastbound on Southwest 8th Street at 1925.
Which
So,
would be 7:25.
correct, yes. Other than Dorothy's report, there were no other reports of Michael being seen anywhere other than Southwest 9th Street and his next door neighbor's house on Arizona on the date of his disappearance. Do you find that interesting?
Which part? Because I'm still stuck on this time of her leaving the neighborhood being seen on CCTV camera,
Mhm.
and that's at 6:25. And then she's coming back around the same time that Tyler is dialing 911 reporting Monkey missing. To me, since she can't seem to remember when she saw him, it's almost like she saw him and during the time that Michael is missing.
Right. Right. But, now is this the RSO that saw him that lives next door to them?
Yes, Dorothy Starkey.
Yeah. I find that convenient. I find that interesting, to be honest with you.
Yes, me
Um,
too.
it makes me, wonder if they know more.
Right, because further in the affidavit, there's other information
Yeah.
regarding one of their vehicles that
Yes.
law enforcement had talked about, which we
Well,
will get into, but it just seems like they've got a lot more to do with things than we really actually thought.
um, well, you remember, I mean, they named 4 suspects, but they said that others could have knowledge or something like that once upon a time. Remember that?
Right. And even Brandy up on my panel, you know, said that there could be other people. These
Yeah.
are the 4 named suspects,
Yeah.
but other people could be involved or
Correct.
have knowledge of, is actually what it was. Are involved or have knowledge of
Yes.
his abduction.
Yeah. Okay. Um, video surveillance was gathered from security cameras in the neighborhood. Michael's disappearance from as well as the neighborhood areas. Michael is never seen on any of the surveillance footage that was obtained. Stacey Wondra is captured on surveillance footage driving a white Lexus and pulling into the parking lot of the splash pad in the neighborhood off Southwest 8th Street at 15:23 hours. So that's what? 5:23, 12? No, 13, 14. It's 3:23?
Mhm. So
3:23.
323,
Mhm. On
and he had
July
said,
27th.
yep, and he had told people going on to YouTube that He was at that splash pad at 1:10. I actually just uploaded a video of Stacey talking about the splash pad if you want to put it up there real quick.
Absolutely. Hold on, sorry. 1 second. Okay. Which one was it? The one with Stacey there?
The one with Stacey's face, yeah.
No, the sun, and I don't know where they're
You can fast forward some.
Yeah, of course.
getting 9 o'clock that the sun goes down. And it starts getting dark about. It was dark.
And what time did you leave to go tow the truck?
You can fast forward a little bit more.
About 5:30.
Yep.
Okay, so the taxi run
Right there's
was
good.
at 1:1.
Yep. Correct.
When
I got
were
back
you
about 4 p.m.
on camera at the splash pad?
At like 1:10 in the afternoon, correct.
Now, there's a lot of talk about the splash pad. Have you ever been to that splash pad?
Yeah, so
You lion sack of garbage. I don't know why it's kind of skippy. I don't know why.
Probably because it was loading as I put it up into the stream.
Okay. Well, he said he was there at 1 something and he was lying his ass off.
Yeah, and he talks about how he got out of. So, according to Stacey, he's in his vehicle. He takes a corner wrong. He has his chew can with him, and it is on the seat, but it flies onto the floorboard. So Stacey says that he goes to the splash pad so that he can get his chew can from the floorboard.
Yes.
And since he's so big and he can't reach down to the floorboard, he
Right.
gets out of his vehicle, comes around his vehicle, opens up the door, gets his chew, and gets back in the vehicle.
But the affidavit here, it says this. Stacey is seen exiting the driver door, walking around to the passenger side of the car, and appears to be testing the exterior door handles to see if it is locked. He doesn't open the door.
No. He doesn't open up the door, but he's checking door handles.
Bing,
Why
bing,
is he
bing,
checking?
bing, bing.
Yeah, why is he checking door handles? Like,
Right.
is there a child safety lock or whatever? You know, everybody that has kids knows you can open up the door, flip that little switch, close the door. It makes it to where the kids can't open up the door to get out of your vehicle. So, yeah, like, what is he doing checking door handles? That's weird.
They were hunting all fucking day. They were.
I
They
agree.
were on the prowl all day.
And this is after 3. This is just 2.5 hours or so before Michael's abducted.
Yep. Yep. Okay. So Stacey goes to the splash pad. Actually, for those of y'all that don't know where the splash pad is, let me show you. So Michael lives right here. Stacey and Sarah and them live right here.
It's not even a quarter mile away from the Vaughn's house where they
Yes.
live.
Here's where Michael lives. Here's the splash pad. Now, what the splash pad is, this is the parking lot that he pulled in right here. He would have came from down here and pulled in. And this is, they have water where they in a little bucket where the kids can come here during the hot summer days and cool off and play. and, let kids run their energy out. And there's little swings and all that. And you can have a picnic, walk your dog. Nice little area, little facility here. And so Stacey pulls in here and he's checking his door handles. He told me while I was interviewing him that it was exactly just what Samantha pulled up, what she told Crime Lines and Lies as well, that his snuff went in the floorboard. He couldn't reach it. So he got out and opened the passenger door to get it. And then he said he got right back in. Well, no, that is not what
Yeah.
you did, Stacey. You didn't even open the door.
And also, while you have this pulled up, could you
Mhm.
move the camera a little bit on this GPS to the neighborhood that's over to the right? Yes, keep going. A little bit more. A little bit more. The CCTV camera that saw Stacey was right here in this back part of the neighborhood. And they got a very clear visual of Stacey Wondra parked there and what he did when he was in that parking lot.
Oh shit! Sorry, I was muted. Sorry. Apologize. Yeah, they got they have him right here. They knew what he was doing. So yeah, very very good. Okay. All right. Let's get on with the next part. Okay. So he appears to be testing the exterior door handle to see if it was locked. Stacey then walked back around the driver's side of the vehicle where he got into the driver's seat and exited onto Southwest 8th Street at 1524 hours. So this is
324.
324.
So he wasn't even there for very long.
1 minute after arriving. So he was there a minute or less,
Mhm.
something like that. Video surveillance shows an adult male walking in the area of Three Rivers Way at 1808. Okay.
So 6:08
6:08. Yep.
p.m.
Yep. 6:08 p.m. They see, based on video surveillance, showing a male walking in the area of Three Rivers Way at 6:08 p.m. on July 27, 2021. And the same male is captured walking in the area of the neighborhood splash pad at 1818 hours.
So
So
6:18.
yes, yes. So the male is walking around Three Rivers Way.
Which is that
And
road that you showed earlier when
yes.
So that
Yeah.
was all the way over
Let me
by
see.
their neighborhood, but all the way down on the end.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. I knew that someone was down here at some point. So this is Three Rivers Way, right? This is Three Rivers Way.
Yep.
Right here. And as you can see, there is the Snake River right here. Right here. Over here. Field, Snake River. And then this is some sort of waterway too. I guess probably irrigation or something, I guess. But over here. And then a few minutes later, there is how many minutes later? Let's see here. 1818. 10 minutes later, there is someone walking. The same person is seen walking around down here. They're down here at the
Yeah, they're
splash.
back in the neighborhood right behind the
Right here.
splash pad. Yep.
Right here, actually. Yeah.
Yep.
So they go from here to here, approximately here, and takes them about 10 minutes. They're seen later. They're seen in this area to this area. Okay.
And it's also within the time frame that Michael was abducted. This man being seen out walking.
Correct.
Do you have that picture, Justin?
I should have had that pulled up 1 second. I can get that. Bear with me. Okay. You want to say anything?
Now, for those of you guys that are watching, this is the picture of the man walking in the neighborhood that has been out there for a long time. Law enforcement was looking for this man, trying to identify this man. We're going to get into the identification of this man that's written in this affidavit, where they name who the man is walking in the neighborhood. And Justin right now is pulling up the picture that law enforcement had put out.
Yes, this is on
wanting to
missingkids.org
identify
as
him.
well. And here is the photos of said individual that we're going to be speaking about in just a moment. And it says, back then it said a white male adult in his 20s to early 30s, last seen wearing black shorts, a white t-shirt, and cut-off sleeves, dark colored shoes, and a hat. And this person never did come, they never came forward, at least, and said that they were, it was them, right?
Well, from what we knew, because we weren't privy to any information. But according to the affidavit, listen up, everybody. It's about to get real.
It's about to get real. Yes. All right. Let me see here. Where was I at? All right. So they see the guy or the male walking at 1808 near Three Rivers, and then 10 minutes later around the splash pad where I just showed you guys. The last image of the male is captured at 1828.
Just moments before Michael's abducted.
Yes.
Or right around the time Michael's abducted.
So which is 7:28 p.m.
6:28.
6:28. Sorry. I don't know why
I got it all written down right here. I've got like
the last image of the male is captured at 6:28 p.m. as he walked through the wooded area to the west, back towards the area in which the Wondras live. Brandon Shurtliff was identified in 2022 as being this person and told detectives during an interview that the surveillance video captured him as he was walking and searching for a missing child on the date that Michael disappeared.
So they did an interview with Brandon Shurtliff, and he told them he was out looking for a missing child. And keep reading because the bombshell hasn't even dropped yet.
The video captured Brandon walking prior to Michael being reported missing. Brandon reported he was living with the Wondras on the date. Boom. So Brandon said, you want to do that while I pull up the next one?
Yes. So Brandon is telling law enforcement that he was out looking for a child when in all actuality, the footage that they have of Brandon is before Michael's abduction. So he lied to law enforcement about why he was wandering around. And just shortly before that, a couple of hours before that, we know that Stacey Wondra is sitting at the splash pad checking his door handles to his vehicle.
Oh,
These monsters
disturbing.
were out searching to kidnap somebody.
They were hunting. I mean, there's just no other way around it. You know what I mean? I mean, there's just no other way around it. Let me see if I can do it like this. Bear with me. Oh, this one's much more clear. I can see this one better, hopefully. Here we go. All right. Is this the third one?
I'm not sure.
Into the GPS. Did I?
Let me look.
Yeah.
Okay, so one. On August 1st, 2021 is the third one.
Okay.
So this is
on August.
already gone over this.
There we go. Thank you. I think when you sent them, they came out of order, maybe.
I tried to send them one at a time and wait for them to upload so that wouldn't happen, but some were uploading faster than others. So
okay.
Yeah, it should start out with August 1st, 2021, Fruitland Police.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. On August 1st, 2021, Fruitland Police contacted the residents at redacted Fruitland. On their initial search of the residence, they located Adrian Lucienne hiding in a closet. So Adrien is at Stacey's and Sarah's, hiding in a closet like a bitch.
Yeah, this wannabe doesn't want to come out, give anybody any information because he's so scared that the people that he hangs out with, all of his gangster friends and everything else, you know, he doesn't want a bad reputation, narking anybody off, decides to curl up in the bottom of a closet and hide.
Yes. So gangster. So gangster. On the initial search of the residence, they located Adrian Lucienne hiding in a closet. Residents of the home on that date and on July 27th were identified as married couple Stacey and Sarah Wondra and sublet Brandon Shurtliff and Adrian Lucienne. So all four were there, right?
Yep.
And all four were interviewed on August 1st, 2021.
Just stop right there. Are you guys hearing that?
Yep.
August 1st of 2021, they're all four being interviewed. We're talking just 4 or 5 days after Michael has been abducted. Law enforcement already has their eyes on these four suspects.
Yep. They're in.
I thought this was shocking. I didn't think that they had, got onto the four suspects for months and months. I didn't realize it's just within days, less than a week.
Yeah. So you can think the cops isn't onto someone for years, but they can be on you since literally the beginning.
Right. And this just goes to show just one more time, like, we're so not privy to any information. And although we think we may know what's going on, or we give our theories, or, we go through documentation stuff that we found on the internet or listen to the news, we really can only do what we do with what information we're given. And none of that is privileged information to what has actually happened in Michael's case.
Yeah. Trishy, what was it? I don't know what took so long. I think a lot of it is they wanted Michael's remains more than any, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I do believe that that's why it takes so long, is
Yeah.
because, even up until the recent last 6 months, they're still searching for Monkey.
Yes. I mean, there's
And
still searches going on for Monkey. Yes. And that's an important.
yeah, it's still an ongoing investigation. And I think that Fruitland still wants to find him and will continue to look for him. And I do believe that that's one reason that it's taken so long. And the other reason is more information started pouring in. The more Stacey and Brandon talked on YouTube, the more people came forward and gave tips about what they knew of these suspects or information that they had, which just means all that information has to be put into the case file, written down, and that takes time.
So we're going to take our time reading this. If you are impatient about that, maybe come back at a different time. This is a deep dive. We are going to discuss this as it happens. Okay? Haven't known this in 4.5 years. 4.5 years. Okay? Thank you, Maria. I appreciate that. All right, moving forward. So they were all four interviewed on August 1st, 2021. Adrien was vague in his statements and wouldn't commit to a solid statement. He also refused to provide his social security number for identification confirmation. He provided Stacey's phone number as his own and concealed his real phone number from law enforcement. So Adrien, from the jump, is hiding in a closet, refusing his social security number to police for identification. He provided Stacey's phone number as his own and concealed his real phone number from law enforcement. On August 21st, 2021, Sarah reported that on July 27th, she and Stacey slept until noon. Sarah said they left their residence at around 1700 hours.
5 o'clock.
5 p.m. to tow a vehicle to Kuna, Idaho. Sarah and Stacey denied they were home around 1830 hours on July 27, 2021, which was
6:30.
6:30. So they're saying,
she's saying they didn't leave till 5 p.m. to go do the tow. And she's basically saying that they weren't even at home at 6:30 when Michael was abducted.
correct.
Or according to this, 6:30.
Yeah.
And prior to that, I find it crazy that here Adrien is not giving them any information or whatever, and just has continuously just said, I was set up, I wasn't involved, I didn't do anything, but he's hiding in a closet and concealing his identity from law enforcement. Why? If
because
you
he thought
didn't
his
have
ass was
anything
going to be
to hide.
arrested that day. They thought they
Yeah.
was coming in there to arrest his ass that day was what it was.
Mm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. But cell phone towers, data, and surveillance footage show Sarah, Stacey, Adrien, and Brandon were in the area of their neighborhood at the time of Michael's disappearance. Huh. Why would someone lie about not being in the neighborhood when a child disappears? Huh. I
Yeah.
wonder why.
All 4 of them, their cell phones, put them in the neighborhood.
Thank you, Melanie to Jesus. Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly. All right. So they're lying based upon the tower data and surveillance footage. So no, they not only have you uh, on your phone activity, but they have Brandon and them on the camera.
Good catch, because I didn't catch that.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a double layer. You can say, well, I left. We all left our phones there. Wrong. You're on camera.
Right.
Sorry, Charlie. Not gonna work for you. Okay. Let's see here. Brandon. Okay. Cell phone towers, data and surveillance footage show Sarah, Stacey, Adrien, and Brandon were in the area of the neighborhood at the time of Michael's disappearance. Sarah, Adrien, and Brandon returned to Fruitland, verified by surveillance in Sarah's blue Toyota Corolla at 1708 hours.
So at 5:08, they
Oh,
entered the neighborhood,
yep.
coming back from when they took Adrian to Applebee's, and Sarah and Brandon went and wandered around the mall and everything else, which we know this kind of makes sense because there's a picture of Adrian at Applebee's that was taken right around the 4:30-ish time or something. So after that picture was taken, they're on their way back to their Fruitland home there on Red Wing, and they're seen at 5:08 coming back to the neighborhood.
Exactly, Kelly. This is a probable cause affidavit. This is not at all of the evidence that law enforcement has for the suspect or suspects. This is the bare minimum.
Right.
Is what a probable cause is. This is the bare minimum that they show us.
All of the evidence is in the discovery.
Yes.
Stacey doesn't even have this information and won't until he's given an attorney and his attorney requests the discovery.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. So they're in Sarah's blue Toyota Corolla at 1708 hours, only to leave again at 1712 hours.
Oh, so they come in at 5:08 and leave
Yes.
again at 5:12.
Yes. So they was just getting had to be just getting something quick or something.
Yeah,
The
like 4
Toyota,
minutes there.
yeah, the Toyota then came back into the neighborhood at 1756.
So at
46.
5:56.
Yeah.
So from 5:12 to 5:56. Yeah, they're only gone like 45 minutes.
With 56, 46. Yep, 44. Yep, something like that. Yep. Okay. So they return back about 45 minutes later. Surveillance footage shows Sarah driving the maroon GMC pickup on July 27, 2021, as she drove out of the neighborhood at 1908 hours.
So 7:08.
Yes.
Which is
Stacey-
right with what Brandy set up on my panel, that they're seen leaving the neighborhood at 7:08, and Brandy even gets into an argument with Stacey about it, and he's trying to deny that they ever left at 7:08. But, you know, he didn't realize when he was talking to Brandy that Brandy can see the privileged information. She knew
Yeah.
exactly when they left.
Yeah, and he argued with her. Sure did. Okay. All right. So at 7:08, Sarah driving the maroon GMC pickup, July 27, 2021, as she drove out of the neighborhood at 1908 hours. Stacey has been identified as the front passenger, and Brandon was the driver side rear passenger. Sarah, Stacey, and Brandon's phone data showed they were co-located as they left the neighborhood at 1908 hours and drove to Kuna, Idaho. So at 7:08, Sarah, Stacey, Brandon, all their phones are together. They're seen on camera together, right?
Yep, they're leaving the neighborhood to go to Kuna. Remember, they're going to Kuna to pick up Brandon's vehicle and tow it back to their house.
Okay. Now, Adrian's phone did not provide any location data during the evening of July 27, 2021. However, Adrien took a selfie photo in the guest bathroom at the Wandra's residence at 1926 hours. So
Oh, it's
Adrien,
7:26.
yes. So Adrien stays home, right?
And we have heard so many times that Adrian wasn't at the house that night, that he went and was at Applebee's, and then he went to go spend the rest of the day hanging out with his son and his baby's mama. But here we have proof Adrian is left at the house when they leave to go do the tow, and he even took a selfie of himself. And we know things that are connected to your phone, they have a location and a timestamp.
Yep. Yep, the metadata. Okay. So Sarah, Stacey, and Brandon, they're on their way to tow the vehicle, and Adrien is at home taking photos in the bathroom. Wandra's maroon GMC pickup truck is captured on surveillance footage returning to their Fruitland neighborhood at 23:22 hours.
So that's
11:22. I need to see what time those what time they took the Mercedes photos. I think it was around 10 something. I need to go back and look at that sometimes. So the GMC pickup truck is captured on surveillance footage returning back to Fruitland neighborhood at 11:22 July 27th, pulling or towing a silver Mercedes Benz. Following Michael's disappearance, Sarah had a distinct change in behavior. Following Michael's disappearance, Sarah began to stand along the highway near Love's gas station in Ontario, Oregon, with signs stating to, quote, repent of your sins, end quote, and that the, quote, end of time was near, end quote. Sarah's social media post on TikTok and Facebook has also changed drastically to religion and asking for forgiveness of her sins. Prior to Michael's abduction, Sarah had posted only approximately 11 videos over TikTok over 3 years. Following Michael's abduction, Sarah posted approximately 329 videos from September 15th, 2021 through December 24th, Christmas Eve, 2021. That's a lot.
And if you watch those TikToks, like I have
I've
watched
done 'em.
all those TikToks, and you can see her declining mentally. She just gets worse and worse. If you want to go over any of the TikToks, I did just add a video that I have of her on her TikToks.
I don't deserve half the stuff I've been given. Not even anything, really.
That's for damn sure. Couldn't agree with you more.
God just keeps blessing me and I don't deserve it. I can't pay it back.
Go to hell.
I do that a lot. But I want to put out there that I have been saved from a lot of sin. The reason why I trust in God so much is because I have so much to be saved from. For instance, I've committed robbery, Oregon,
Murder.
you want to look that up? I've lied.
What happened?
I guess it's all the way uploaded, maybe. Was that all of it?
No, but there was a glitch and it kind of like let it go. I don't think it likes me sharing videos. It glitched last time I tried to.
Anyway, you get the point. You get the point. It's not. Yeah, it just went blank over here.
Yeah, that's weird. It glitched really bad too.
But you get the point. She posted 11 videos in 3 year or in a year or something like that. Hold on, what did it say?
And then over 300
Yeah.
in the months after.
Yep, 11 videos over a 3-year period, and over from September 15th, October, over a 3-month period, she posted 329 videos.
And I mean, in one of the TikToks, she's actually writing scripture and Bible verses and everything all over her arms.
Yeah.
She's writing that kind of stuff on her t-shirt. She says that God tells her that she needs to go stand outside. I believe it was like some kind of shop or something, and stand there with a sign talking about the end of days and everything else. And as the months go by from September, October, November, you see that it gets worse. Her mental health declines so bad that, she's talking about spirits talking to her and God talking to her and demons talking to her. It's great. It's really crazy stuff.
She's certainly spiraling. Very much so. Very much so. Okay. In TikTok video Sarah posted, Sarah made, quote, testimony, end quote, statements regarding her involvement in criminal behavior and stated that she had broken all of the 10 commandments. It should be noted that thou shalt not kill, end quote, is one of those 10 commandments. Sarah also alleged in her videos that it did not matter what sins she had committed because God has forgiven all of them. Michael's missing flyer can also be seen on her refrigerator in the background in some of her videos.
Now,
And
I'm not seeing the affidavit on my screen. Do you have it put up?
yeah, you're not seeing it?
No. I lost it when it glitched. It won't even let me hit the mute button to like. I
So
just want to make sure if everybody that is
don't end your
watching.
stream, but you can go back out and just refresh.
How do I do that?
Just I mean, just you can hit like the little duck button on the side and it'll say leave. Just don't hit the in stream part. That's the main thing.
So leave studio.
Yeah, leave studio. Don't end stream. And this just act like you're logging back in and it'll just show you're already live and just enter like you normally do.
I don't know if I want to do that. It was very difficult to set up everything.
You don't have to
when I-
reset up anything. It's already set up. You'll still be live.
Okay, I'll try it.
Yeah, just don't hit end stream. You can say leave stream, but not end
Mhm.
stream. You got me.
Okay, I'm gonna leave.
And come right back. You'll see what I mean. Hello, Blue Eyes Dumpling. Good to see you. Why are people so rude? I don't know. You're not leaving, Samantha. You got it. Samantha. Let me text her. Okay. There we go. Is that better?
Yeah, I had to re-enter the link and everything, but we got it.
Okay, you sound different now.
Do I sound bad?
You sound low.
Low.
Yeah. Let me turn your mic up.
Can you hear me now?
What's that?
Do I sound better now?
Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you didn't have your mic on or something. Okay, perfect. Let's get on with it. You good now?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, there's someone in chat named Gary. He says he knows Sarah. Do you know him?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he can text me or whatever if he wants, how he knows her and all of that if he wants. But okay, moving on with it. You ready?
Yep.
Okay. You still sound a little low. You got your mouth away from the mic or something?
No.
Okay, now you sound better. Okay. All right, here we go. All right. Sarah was interviewed again by law enforcement on November 15th, 2021. Stacey was also interviewed after being confronted with the photo of her leaving the neighborhood on July 27th, 2021, driving the GMC pickup at 1900 8 hours. So 7:08, right? Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. Sarah changed her story, and that she was driving the GMC to get Brandon's Mercedes Benz from Kuna to tow it back to Fruitland. Sarah said the trip to Kuna to get her car had not been previously planned, and that it was Stacey who wanted to go get the car at the time and date. Sarah said she stopped at Southwest 8th and South Arizona on the way out of the neighborhood to put in the address. Okay. This is very interesting.
Yeah, I've never heard that.
Uh-huh. So Gary just messaged me. He said, "I'm Gary in chat." And he gave me his first name. He says, "I know Stacey for about 10 years and his wife for a while too. I have extensive knowledge and time with them." Okay, I just messaged you back. Okay. So here they were on to them within just 4 or 5 days after Michael going missing, like almost instantly. And then they're talking, they went to re-interview Sarah, it looks like in November. And they confronted her with a photo leaving the neighborhood at a certain time. And Sarah changed her story because she originally said, no, they were in the neighborhood. They were in the neighborhood. And all of that. So Sarah changes her story that she went to go get Brandon's car. It was all Stacey's idea. And Sarah said she stopped on the corner of Southwest 8th and South Arizona to basically put in the address to her phone or the GPS.
Right. She also told PJ Vision that she was adjusting her mirror. So, I mean, she's given several stories about why. We know that Stacey Wondra said it was to change power steering fluid. Brandon Shurtliff said, oh, yeah, it was to do power steering fluid. I got out. I went to the back of the vehicle, and got it out and then helped Stacey put it in.
Yeah. Yeah. And thank you, Yaya. Love you, darling. Appreciate your support, my dear. Hey, Benny. Good to see you. Thank you, Amy. Much love to you, my friend. Thank you so much. Which they told us they were changing power steering fluid. Right?
Right.
That's what they told us, with changing power steering fluid. That's what they told Hidden True Crime as well. It's what they told me. It's what he told Josh. But Stacey's they're changing. She was entering the address there. All right. Now the next one. What's the fourth page? Do you remember which one that one is?
Yep, I got it pulled up. Hold on.
You don't got to pull up. I've got it pulled up. Just tell me which one it
Right.
starts with.
It says, into the GPS, Sarah said she drove.
Okay, I got it. There we go. Thank you.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, it's going to get bad. Okay. Sarah said she was putting. They were on the corner of Southwest 8th in Arizona, and they were entering the address into the GPS. Sarah said she drove to 2518 North Snowbell in Kuna, which is Brandon's mother's home. It is worth noting Brandon was in the truck with them when they entered the GPS coordinates to go to Brandon's mother's house, and that Sarah and Brandon's cell phone data shown them at the residence earlier that day. It is worth noting that the truck Brandon was in the truck with them when they entered the GPS coordinates to go with Brandon's mother's house, and that Sarah and Brandon's cell phone data showed them at the residence earlier that day. Sarah said Brandon's mother. Okay, so Brandon and Sarah were there at their house earlier that day.
Yes, but what is really strange and unusual is right here is why is Sarah having to put in the GPS to get to Tina Mariel's house, Brandon's mom's house, when Brandon's in the truck with her?
Not only that, if she was already there that day,
Right.
You wouldn't have to enter it again.
Right. You can't make it up. You just can't make this crazy stuff up.
Yeah, I'm going to enter the GPS that I was just there that day, and the guy whose mother lives there is with me. So yeah, we'll definitely need to enter that address. Dumb.
Oh God.
Oh my God. Okay. Let's see here. Sarah said Brandon's mother, Tina, was out of town. Sarah said Tina did not allow Brandon to have people in her home when she was not there. So Sarah and Stacey parked down the road, and Brandon used a back gate on the south side to enter Tina's residence so that her doorbell camera did not capture them there. Sorry, to capture him there, meaning Brandon. Sarah reported that while towing the car back to Fruitland, the tow strap broke. Sarah and Stacey Wondra sold their phones, lost or sold their vehicle, and got rid of the furniture shortly after Michael went missing. Sarah was asked about changing her phone following Michael's abduction. Sarah provided 2 reasons. Sarah said they sold their phones because she and Stacey were splitting up, and Sarah said they sold their phones because a demon told her to. Sarah was still paying on the phone that she sold. Sarah was asking about her Facebook post and providing the following responses. Quote, I literally had a demon tell me that I need to leave my husband, end quote. I literally deleted, and a quote again, quote, I literally deleted all of my pictures. I have no idea of what my passwords are. We had a fight. My husband and I had to sell our phones, and we had to get new ones, and I can't access any of my stuff. So I do have Facebook. I just don't have access to it right now, end quote. When asked about the vehicles Sarah and Stacey have, Sarah said the GMC pickup was repossessed. Sarah said she told Stacey when they heard the repo guy were coming to take the truck, quote, we are going to be the nicest repo they ever had today.
So they're coming to repo the truck that they drove to Kuna. They're
Yeah.
getting rid of phones. They're getting
Yep.
rid of vehicles.
Yep.
and they're getting rid of furniture in the house.
They're deleting photos, or they think they're deleting photos, not remembering passwords. They're getting rid of their couches. Conveniently, this vehicle was repossessed. But what they didn't know is Fruitland took it. Yes, I know Jen. I'm in contact with him. He can text me. So there's a lot going on right there, don't you think?
Yeah, there's a ton. And it doesn't say they got rid of vehicle. It says vehicles. So we know they drove the truck to Kuna to tow back Brandon's car, but we also know they took another vehicle back to Kuna the next day, which we'll get into a little bit more here. But yeah, they're getting rid of vehicles. They're getting rid of their phones. I mean, this is all very suspicious behavior for people that claim they had nothing to do with Michael's abduction. And they're getting rid of furniture that is in the house.
Yes.
And I know from somebody that I speak to that talks to Sarah's mom that Sarah, when Stacey got incarcerated, when she narked him off for selling the GUN to the pawn shop, started taking stuff from the house and putting it into a storage unit.
Yep.
Just shortly after this November 2021 situation here.
Bingo. Okay. Sarah said she told Stacey when they heard the repo guy was coming to take the truck, quote, "We are going to be the nicest repo they ever had today," end quote. Law enforcement was later told that the truck appeared to have been thoroughly cleaned prior to the repo. So they're scrubbing the truck down.
Yep, cleaning it out. The truck that they drove to Kuna.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Following the interview on November 15th, 2021, Brandon reported Sarah and Stacey contacted him and told him that they were re-interviewed about Michael's abduction. Brandon said Stacey suggested Brandon come over to their place so that they can create an alibi or write a letter on behalf of Stacey and Sarah saying that they were not involved in Michael's abduction.
Oh my God. So here you have Brandon obviously lying.
He's thinking he's out of it. He's thinking, oh, they don't got nothing on me. You know, this is all on Sarah and Stacey. So, talk us out of this, Brandon, say, be our alibi.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. Okay. Tina, again, Brandon Shurtliff's mother, was interviewed by law enforcement. Tina reported that Brandon's behavior changed after he lived with the Wondras. Tina explained that Brandon became more depressed and withdrawn, spending more time playing video games and smoking the marijuanas. Tina would not tell law enforcement where Brandon was or what his phone number was at that time. You were protecting your baby boy, weren't you?
Just
not letting him be a man.
Coddling him even more, not giving up his phone number. And of course, it's got to be the Wanderer's fault that Brandon, has this sudden change within himself. Not that the grown-ass man couldn't just make his own decisions. Oh, my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
She's always coddling.
Yeah. Gary says she has pistol whipped people in front of me. She has talked about kidnapping, but not specific. Gary, was you on the Labs channel?
Yeah, is that Gary?
Was you
Sarah's
married to her a
ex-husband?
long time ago? Long. Okay. Okay. So let's move on here. All right, now we're going to Kay. Kay Ramsey, Sarah's mother, was interviewed and shown a picture of the tricycle described above. We spoke about that earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kay claimed she found the tricycle in some bushes prior to Michael's abduction. The bushes that Kay described are near where Mr. Smith found the tricycle just after Michael's abduction. Kay said that would be the reason her DNA would be found on the tricycle. Kay said that after all of the effort, she left it in the intersection of the Three Rivers Way and Southwest 8th Street. Kay was 73 years old in July of 2021, and the bushes were very difficult to get into. Kay Ramsey also confirmed to law enforcement that Sarah and Stacy's dog, had dug holes in the backyard of Red Wing Street. Kay reported that the dog had dug up what she later determined to be the ear of a green stuffed animal. Kay said she had thrown away the stuffed ear. Kay is alleged to have withheld information and or evidence in other criminal investigations involving Sarah in 2022. Then Kay initially concealed a firearm used in an aggravated assault in which Sarah was later convicted.
Yeah, that is what Sarah is currently spending time in prison for now. And when law enforcement went to talk to Kay, they asked her if Sarah had hid the GUN at her house, and she said no. And it wasn't until law enforcement told Kay, if we find out that you're lying, we're going to arrest you. And then it wasn't until then that she finally said, okay, yeah, she brought over the GUN. I have it here at my house. So, yeah, she was always trying to protect Sarah. Still
Yep.
does.
Yep. Which is, I mean, I get it, loving your child, but they gotta, if you do something, you gotta just pay the consequences. That's just the way it is. Okay, here we go. When law enforcement met with Sarah on October 12th, 2022, so over a year after Michael's abduction, Sarah said God told her he was going to help her find the boy. During the interview, at the first mention of Michael, Sarah became emotional and broke down crying in front of the detective. Sarah wrote a, quote, testimony, end quote, and said that if law enforcement, okay, next to the next one.
It should said, read it. They would locate Michael.
Yep, I got it. Okay, there we go. Cool. Deep breath, everyone. Deep breath. The testimony, if they would read it, they would locate Michael. Sarah suggested God had forgiven Hitler for his sins, that God had redeemed Sarah for her sins. Christy Kutch told detectives prior to Sarah's arrest in April of 2022, she made a statement about Stacey being involved in the abduction of a 5-year-old boy. Who's Christy?
I don't know.
Okay, I don't either. Christy said she made personal notes of their conversation. In June of 2022, it might be her sister. I don't know. It wouldn't be her sister, no. In June of 2022, there was a recorded jail phone call between Sarah and Christy where Sarah advised Stacey had been arrested. Christy asked if he had been charged with kidnapping of a 5-year-old boy. Sarah recanted her prior statements, claiming that I guess, is that Christy?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I think Christy missed it. Sorry, it's just blurry on my end. I didn't want to mess it up. Christy had misunderstood her prior comments. Also mentioned was how Sarah's dog was digging large holes in the backyard. On November 5th, 2022 at 0:55 hours. So that's
So 12:55?
what's that?
Would that be 12:55?
Yep. Stacey contacted Fruitland police and requested an interview at the Washington County Jail. Okay.
So law enforcement didn't come to him. We already know and have been told by, things that Stacey has told other people and everything else, even though he tried to say so many times it was a false confession. He didn't talk to anybody on his own free will. Here is the affidavit saying that Stacey called law enforcement, contacted them to come and speak to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll talk to Gary in a little bit about this. He's welcome to join us some other time or maybe even later in this live. But right now it's about, we're going over this right here. We've literally been working around the clock on this, trying to get everything together. Okay. Okay. On November, okay, I already read that part. So Stacey on November 5th wants to contact the Fruitland Police Department and requested an interview at the Washington County Jail. Remember, he's in jail. Stacey provided vague details about events surrounding Michael's abduction. Stacey said Sarah's religious beliefs had behavioral changes started within a couple days after Michael's abduction. After Stacey's arrest for an unrelated incident, Stacey spoke of changing phones and or SIM cards to prevent law enforcement to following or profile him. Okay. So they're ditching phones, they're changing SIM cards. Right?
Yep. And yet they all claim to not have any involvement.
Yes. Guys, please hit that thumbs up button, whether you're in either one of our chats. Go hit it for both of us if you don't mind. Greatly appreciate that. And share this live out would mean truly so much for us. Okay.
And that last interview here that we just read that was in October of 2022, remember, that's the month prior to law enforcement getting their tip and going to the Wondра's house with a warrant.
Yeah.
So they spoke to Sarah a month prior to that when she's breaking down and saying all of these things. So I didn't catch that when I read the affidavit last night. So That's kind of interesting to me that they had interviewed her the month prior.
Yeah, it's gonna we're gonna have to go through this probably multiple times to really even understand it. Okay, guys, I want to tell you it's going to get rough from here on out.
Yeah, moderators, if you guys could push out some trigger warnings and stuff, that would be much appreciated. Please, if you're having a difficult time, protect your mental health. Come back later. This information is more disturbing, I felt like, than even Stacey Wondra's footage that got leaked. So please, please know that
Yes,
this is
this is
awful.
way worse, in my opinion. Here we go. Okay. Stacey spoke of changing phones and SIM cards to prevent law enforcement to follow and profile him. On November 10th, 2022, Stacey again asked to speak with Fruitland police detectives. Stacey wanted a, quote, deal, end quote, the same offer that was given to Sarah in the Michael Vaughan case. Stacey admitted Michael had been in his house the night of Michael's abduction. Stacey admitted the tricycle had been in his garage where Kim, is it Elko, had previously described seeing it. Okay. So Stacey goes, he calls the police while he's in jail. He's asking for a deal that they offered Sarah. And Stacey admits that Michael Joseph Vaughan, 5 years old, was in their house the night of the abduction. And so this is why they are getting rid of furniture and all of that, right?
Yep.
And there is a tricycle that an outsider had seen that was in their garage and that they had described it.
And that Dorothy Starkey said she saw Michael riding just, on Red Wing and the side street to where the Wandras live.
Yep. Yep. Why does it keep... God, my thing's glitchy. Okay, here we go. Father, Lord, I'm telling you. Okay. Stacey said that when he first saw Michael, Sarah was carrying Michael into their home. Stacey said Michael was put into a duffel bag to transport him out of their house and to Brandon's house in Kuna. Stacey said Sarah was frantic, trying to figure out what to do, and Brandon interjected, quote, "I have a duffel bag," end quote. Stacey described Michael. Oh, God. This is the hard part for me.
Brace yourself, everybody.
Stacey described Michael as crying, and to prevent him from moving and making noise. Stacey described how Sarah taped Michael's mouth using duct tape. When asked who put Michael in the bag, Stacey said Brandon grabbed the bag and gave it to Sarah. Sarah picked up Michael as Adrien helped hold the sides of the bag as they shoved Michael in the duffel bag. Stacey described Michael I'm really trying to separate myself right now. I'm just, ooh.
If you need to take a minute or anything, Justin, I'm sure
I'm just
everybody
trying
will
to not
understand.
think about it, but it's just so hard. This is what really hurts. Stacey described Michael as wiggling, trying to get away. Stacey said he could see Michael in the bag with his knees bent up in a fetal position. While describing and demonstrating how Michael was taped and stuffed into a duffel bag in his living room, Stacey had a physical reaction and began violently vomiting. When asked if he was vomiting because of the chewing tobacco he using, he indicated that he was throwing up because of the stress of talking about Michael. Stacey provided 2 reasons they stopped in the GM. You want to just take a break from that for a moment? You want to talk about that?
This is the hardest part, isn't it?
It's really bad.
Because we're so close to the family and you hear these details just being written in an affidavit, and it's hard not to picture exactly what has happened.
Yes.
But Michael was abducted and Michael was taken back to their house, the Wondra's house, where all 4 suspects participated and proceeded to put Michael into a duffel bag to transport him to CUNA. In that GMC, the same GMC that was repoed, that the repo place tells law enforcement had been cleaned out. In the house, suspects are getting rid of furniture in the house because
SIM
Michael
cards,
is in the house.
cleaning cars, all of that. And let me tell you, Stacey, you lied to Josh and I. You said you seen Brandon with your own 2 eyes putting clothes in the duffel bag. Liar. Go to hell, you son of a bitch.
They all lied to
They lied like filthy rugs. They are demons. How the mortal does someone take someone, a human being, a baby that is not theirs, bring them into their home? Most people, I believe, are good or decent. The thing about if they see a child in distress and they're alone, most people run them to safety. Thank God. Thank God. But there are people out there that sees children at vulnerable moments and they will take them, they will stuff them in a duffel bag and tape their mouth.
And listen to him make crying noises and struggling. I
can't think about it. I didn't sleep at all. Fuck.
And to thank you guys that Brandy and Tyler hear this information being put on YouTube last night.
Yeah, we didn't.
And are listening to these details. Just like Brandy listened to the leaked footage and had known about it for a year before she had even talked to Stacey Wondra up on my panel. But now she's even hearing even more detail she shouldn't even be hearing. Nobody should put that kind of information out ever unless you have permission from the parents. even though it was public access, I will say it was public access. Anybody could have got a hold of this affidavit and talked about it prior, but who would? Who would do that before reaching out to the parents, warning them that this is going to have such sensitive information about their son?
We are speaking about it simply because we want to read it in its entirety. We don't want to have it twisted for anything. It is what it is. Take it, you know what I mean? Not some, conspiracy theory that something happened that didn't. This is what it is.
And Brandy herself asked us to do this live. She sent me a message today and told me she was getting hold of all of her family members and letting them know that this information was now out there and that we were also going to be covering it. So just want to make that clear one more time. I did say it at the beginning of the live, but Brandy knows, her family knows, and she is trusting us to do this.
She knew things were becoming public soon as well. Got to remember, not only is Brandy dealing with unimaginable, the last 4.5 years, she just had a liver transplant on top of that.
And her health came into question last night as her heart is pounding out of her chest from listening to this information being put out in the way that it did, with sarcasm and, like you said, conspiracy theories. No. I'm sorry, Justin. It's just,
you're fine.
It pisses me off.
I understand. Trust. I didn't even watch it, so I just read it. Okay. Stacey provided 2 reasons they stopped in the GMC at the corner of Southwest 8th Street in Southwest Arizona in Fruitland. 1, for Stacey to put power steering fluid into the vehicle. And 2, so Brandon could check to see if Michael was still alive, because Michael was bound with duct tape and stuffed into a duffel bag in the bed of the truck. Stacey said he was able to hear Michael making noises like, hold on.
It's okay. So Brandon, up on my panel, when I spoke with him, it was the first time we had heard Brandon put himself outside of the truck. He said he went to the back of the truck to get the power steering fluid to help Stacey put in the power steering fluid. I hear this information last night and I can't sleep because I spoke with Brandon many times. And as he's telling me that he checked the back to get the power steering fluid, he was in all actuality checking to see if Michael was alive, if Michael was okay. In the bed of the truck on a day that's over 100 degrees outside.
Yeah. This one's the hardest part for me. This is probably the hardest sentence for me. So,
where are you at, Justin? Do you want me to read it?
Said she was able to hear Michael making noise like a doll scream, quote, doll scream, end quote. Stacey said they were worried about being seen because they saw a car parked off the south of Arizona. I don't know how the fucking monsters like this even
I have an idea, Justin. Do you have any videos that we can play of Michael, pictures? Like, let's just look at his beautiful face. Let's just take a moment to breathe. Give everybody in chat a moment to let all of this information sink in for a minute. And then if you need to go to the restroom, I know I do. And let's just take like a 2-minute or something pause.
Give me a second.
Or even one of the songs that you made for Monkey.
I've got a song and a photo of Michael. I like photos of Michael and Brandy and stuff. Let me just find it.
So fill up that chat with monkeys and blue hearts, prayers, because Michael is going to get justice. We're going to make sure of it. And just know we all stand behind the Vaughan family, and we're sending prayers to them today after watching and listening to this horrific new information. They should have never had to hear it the way that they did.
They should have never had to go through this period.
Exactly.
Period. I'm sorry, I'm looking for it. Okay, here we go. By the way, these videos that you can always share them here on. I have them videos of Michael Vaughan on with the songs on this channel and my Justin for All channel. You can use them. They are not copywritten. They are not monetized. You're welcome to share them, use them in any way, shape, or form. Back in 3 minutes. It's Brandy picked up the song.
A little boy lost in the Idaho night. Parents' hearts breaking, can't make it right. Brandy and Tyler, they hold on tight. Brothers and sisters search every light. Four shadows moving through the town. Police on the hunt, they won't back down. Justice we call, don't make a sound. Monkey come home, we're all around. Where did he go? Bring Monkey home. Love's on the light streets we roam. Got him back, he's not alone. Michael Vaughan, come back where you belong. Posters and prayer signs in the yard. Every second's another scar. Neighbors and strangers looking far. Faith in the distance like a star. The wind whispers his name in the trees, echoing down on bended knees. Hold on tight to memories. Someday soon he'll be set free. Where did he go? Bring Monkey home. Love's on the line streets we roam. Got him back, he's not alone. Michael Vaughan, come back where you belong. The wind whispers his name in the trees, echoing down on bended knees. Hold on tight to memories. Someday soon he'll be set free. Where did he go? Bring monkey home. Love's on the light streets we roam. Got him back, he's not alone. Michael Vaughan, come back where you belong. Where did he go? Bring monkey home. Monkey home. Love's on the light streets we roam. Streets we roam. Streets we roam. Got him back, he's not alone. Come back, Michael Vaughan, come back where you belong. Where you belong. Where you belong. Where you belong.
Oh shit, I was muted. I'm so sorry. I was muted, guys. I apologize. I thought I wasn't muted.
Uh-oh. I just unmuted because you did, because I thought something was still going on.
No, sorry. Is Benny still here? I just saw him a second ago. Okay. Okay. Let's get back to it.
And just to let everybody know, that is the worst part of this entire affidavit. There is still going to be a lot of trigger warnings from other things that are said, but that is part of the worst part.
It's definitely not all. Okay. Yeah, guys, don't name any other creators, okay? Just please, mods, if you see any other people in chat naming creators, immediately delete. Immediately. If you don't mind. Okay. Stacey said that they drove. Is Benny Keys, are you still in here? Stacey said they drove straight to Brandon's mother's house in Kuna, Idaho, where Brandon grabbed both bags. The duffel bag containing Michael and a backpack, and went into the house by himself. Stacey said that once they arrived in Kuna, Michael was not making any more noises, and none of them had checked on Michael to verify he was still alive. Stacey said that Brandon told him he left Michael in the bag and put him in the spare room inside his mother's house. So they just threw him in a bag, duct tape his mouth, threw him in the back of a truck, drove an hour or so in about 110-degree heat, and carry his little body in a duffel bag and throw him in a room, not even checking on him.
And don't forget, also where K9's hit was at Tina Mariel's house.
Say that again. Oh, at when you say Tina, say who Tina is, if you don't mind.
Yes, Tina Mariel being Brandon's mom's house. The dogs did hit at her house also.
Yes. Because Michael was there.
And was unalive at the time at her house.
Correct. Correct. Okay.
Yeah, and just not regular canine dogs, cadaver dogs.
Yeah.
Hit at her house.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, and let's talk about cadaver dogs for a minute too, because everybody talks about the cadaver dogs. Cadaver dogs are trained to hit on decomposed
Remains.
And they aren't trained to hit on anything else. And multiple cadaver dogs were used in this instance, not just at the Wandra's house, but also at Tina Mariel's house, and multiple cadaver dogs hit on remains.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Tina Mariel said that the dogs must have hit on the smell of her leaky toilet. Poop from the leaky toilet. Mountain Search and Rescue.
Was those four. That's the only leaky toilets.
Right. Mountain Search and Rescue came out and said dogs are not trained to hit on feces, that's not something they're trained to hit on, nor would they at any time hit on feces. Tina Mariel wanted to deflect from the truth because she coddles her son.
Yep.
Which, by the way, I found out today, thanks to one of my amazing watchers, viewers, whatever you want to call it. I love her to death. She messaged me this morning and had checked in. Brandon was moved to Canyon County to now spend the rest of his sentence out.
Good. Okay. Let me see here. So they threw him in the spare room of his mother's house. They then towed Brandon's car back to Fruitland. Stacey said that Stara, Brandon, and Adrien went to Kuna the next day to get Michael. The three of them brought Michael's body back to the house in Fruitland, and there's some other words redacted there that I don't know. He stated that he was inside Brandon's. He said that he was inside. Brandon was, quote, on guard, end quote, and Sarah and Adrien dug a hole together.
What I found very interesting at this is that for Adrien claiming to not have anything to do with what's going on and only being set up, he sure is playing a large part in what happened to Michael. He goes back with Sarah and Brandon to get Michael the next day.
Well, certainly, if Adrien is still out of jail, right now, and he's got a phone access he's watching right now.
Oh yeah.
For sure. So yeah, Rhodes and Kuna are bad. He was not safe in the back. Oh God, no. God, no. I mean, it was like 110 degrees that day, anyways, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I mean there could be a number of reasons.
Thank
You
you.
know, it could have been the heat. It could have been the duct tape. I can't.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So they then towed Brandon's car back to Fruitland. Stacey said that Sarah, Brandon, and Adrien went to Kuna the next day to get Michael. The three of them brought Michael's body back to their house in Fruitland. And again, it's redacted. He stated that he was inside while Brandon was, quote, on guard, end quote, and Sarah and Adrien dug the hole together, which is Stacey said that Sarah dug the hole, and I can't remember. I don't think he said Adrien though.
No,
in
he
that.
did. In the
Did he?
footage that you received, he said that
Was-
Sarah and Adrien buried, but Brandon wasn't there, is what he said in that footage. And then here he's saying that Brandon was on watch. And what possesses? Okay, so you have a missing child and you've already taken him from the neighborhood where he was abducted, and they have done it, but then they go back and then they bring him back. Just like Chris Madonna says in the footage, why did they go there and bring him back here? Like, why would you do that?
That was a ballsy move.
Yes.
To bring Michael back within like literally him just going missing.
Yes. And then the next day, there's helicopters out searching for Michael. There's law enforcement, the community. You've got everybody is out looking for him. And you're coming back into the neighborhood with Michael's body? You and I had spoken about this, Justin, the other day, about how, you know, we wished law enforcement would have been checking every vehicle and everything.
Yeah.
You know, coming back into the neighborhood or coming in and out of the neighborhood after his abduction.
Yeah. I think that would have been ideal.
I mean, that's just crazy. To think that they would actually get away with everything that they have done too, and then to be as stupid, and thank God for their stupidity, right? Let's thank God for their stupidity that, and then they bring him back.
Yeah. Yeah, widow. I know, honey. Okay, which one's next?
Sorry, I get all worked up.
No,
I
you're
do.
fine.
The next one starts with Stacey reported.
He did not. Okay, that one.
Yep. We're almost done, everybody. We've got this page and one more to go over.
Stacey reported he did not previously report this information because he thought he would still get into trouble and because he was fearful of Sarah hurting him. In an interview, Stacey said that Michael had a stuffed animal, quote, some sort of stuffed animal, I have to say like a dinosaur or monkey, end quote. And, quote, what I saw was a monkey, was a green and looked like a green monkey, end quote. So you remember the dog digging up the backyard?
That Kay, Sarah's mother, said they found in the backyard the ear of a green stuffy or something.
Yeah. Yeah, the dog kept digging up in specific spots, and Stacey said that the dog kept digging up in spots, and they had to put a grill in a certain spot of the yard because the dog kept digging. Okay. Stacey advised that the lime green monkey was a dog toy, and that he and Sarah gave Michael to keep him quiet while he was sitting on the couch in their living room.
One of the many pieces of furniture that came up missing, gone, the couch.
Yep. Michael was sitting in their mother in the living room. Not yet, Bun. They haven't yet. Additionally, Stacey said that the idea. Now, okay, listen to this, guys. This is a very important part right here. Very important, in my opinion. Additionally, Stacey said that the idea was to take a child to sell for money was Adrian's, and that they would get a, quote, $10,000 cut. Stacey was asked if Sarah provided any direction throughout any part of this. Stacey said that Sarah asked him and Brandon to, quote, follow her lead, end quote, which was to, quote, take the kid, end quote. Stacey recalled that most of the conversation at that point was Sarah trying to figure out what they were going to do. Sarah had asked Brandon, quote, where we should put the body, and that Brandon was like, quote, well, you guys can take him over to my house and we'll deal with it. And that, sorry, it's blurry, and that will buy us some time. Well, you guys can take him over to my house, or is it my house or my mom's house? My house, and we'll deal with it, and that will buy us some time. Because
Yeah, Brandon calls his mom's house my house.
Mhm.
So,
So Sarah and so they get Michael, they take him and put him in their home for a minute, sitting him on the couch, right? And they're coming up with a plan because obviously they just kidnapped a child and police are going to be there real quick. So they got to move.
right. And if their plan was to sell him and get money, then what the hell happened? I think they panicked.
Oh, they panicked like a mother. They did. Yes.
You know, taking a child from the neighborhood where you live, and I think one of them brought that up, like, oh my God, you took a kid from our neighborhood? What the F are you doing? Do you know they're going to come knock on our door? They're going to come looking and searching around here. We can't have him here in the house.
Right.
Panic sets in.
I think they thought, they had to do something even like if they let him go, that he would tell, right? I think that's something that went through their mind. Oh, if we let him go, he'll tell.
I've
Unfortunately.
actually even wondered myself if they didn't pull over to 8th and Arizona to let him go, but had already heard people looking for him. That's my own theory, you guys. I'm just wondering if that's
I
what they
agree.
were, could have been doing.
Yep. Yep. Okay. So Brandon saying, we'll take him to my house. It'll buy some time. Following his interview with law enforcement, Stacey called his mother. Is it Tamara?
Tammy.
Okay, it's blurry as hell. From the Washington County Jail on a video visit. Let me see if I can see it better over here. 1 second. Yeah.
Her real name's Tamra, but she's called Tammy.
Okay. Bear with me, guys. I apologize. Okay. Following with his interview with law enforcement, Stacey called his mother, we'll just say Tammy, from the Washington County Jail on a video visit. Tamara asked Stacey if Michael was alive. Stacey shook his head no, and said, quote, Sarah accidentally killed him, end quote. Tammy asked how. Stacey said suffocation and went on to say, quote, they buried him in a duffel bag, end quote. And that was one of my questions always for Brandon. Brandon, where's that fucking duffel bag that you supposedly was doing your clothes with?
That they both, him and Stacey, had said, without being asked or coerced to even say it, said, well, not big enough for you to be able to, to put a body or a kid in or anything. I mean, that's their words, not mine. Just so cold-hearted to even...
Well, I told him, I said, sorry, it's snowing bad here, so there's all kinds of ambulances and stuff. But I told him, I said, Stacey, do you know, a lot of people don't know this, but I've seen, a lot of remains. I've worked at funeral homes and stuff, and I said, you would be surprised what you can put in a duffel bag, Stacey.
Yeah.
And I was like, how big is it? And he's like, he showed me the dimensions, and I was like, oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely, Stacey, you're dumb as hell.
Yeah, and when he did his interview with Dolly Vision, he told Dolly Vision, not big enough to put a kid's body in or anything.
Yeah, I think he said that on mine as well. Okay. They buried him in the duffel bag. After his interview and phone call to his mother, Stacey wrote an apology letter to Michael's parents and then attempted to, trigger warning, which unalive himself. He tried to unalive himself. I can't say how on here, but he tried to do it in the jail. We'll just say that. But he was rescued by the Washington County Jail staff. It should be noted that during some of Stacey's incarceration in the Washington County Jail prior to his confession and directions of where to find Michael's body, Sarah was out of custody and living back at the house on Red Wing Street as evidence by her being there when law enforcement arrived to execute the search warrant. Sarah could have had time and the ability to move any evidence from the property without Stacey's knowledge, and that's exactly what happened. in my opinion.
Yeah, she was putting everything into storage with her mom's help.
They were, they moved his body. They moved Michael. And it's just, where is he now? Right?
And I saw in chat, there were some people asking whether or not they've ever found Michael. They have not found Michael, and Michael is no longer with us. His parents want him to come home. His family want him to come home because they want to lay him to rest. He's not coming home in the way that they had hoped.
They are asking for their sons who got out as any of us did when we were kids to go play with our neighbors, right? Friends, and was taken. He was a perfectly healthy, happy, vibrant 5-year-old, barely 5. And like I've said, he's been missing 4.5 years, nearly as long as he was on the planet. They have been fighting they've been fighting to find their son and get justice for him as long as he was nearly on the planet. They just want their son's remains. They're not getting him back the way he should be.
And there are suspects that know exactly where Monkey is right now. This unknown location, at least one of them, but possibly 2 of them know exactly where he is.
Yeah. Yep. 1,000%. Okay. Where was I? Let's see where I was. Okay, look at this. Okay. It should be noted that Sarah was out of custody. Okay.
After what Stacey tried to do with himself in the jail.
Okay. Sarah could have had time and the ability to move any evidence from the property without Stacey's knowledge. In June of 2022, Sarah called Kay from jail and spoke about spouses being able to testify against each other. In a recorded phone call from the Washington County Jail to Sarah, Stacey expressed concern that Sarah was going to, quote, turn on, end quote, Stacey. Sarah confirmed that Stacey was referring to Michael Vaughan. I'm so glad that they had this conversation. It's so good for the evidence.
Yeah, and now we know that their divorce is going to go through by default because Sarah didn't even want to sign the divorce that Stacey had filed, and he had to file a motion to have the divorce declared by default, which means they're going to be able to testify against each other, and they're going to be able to throw each other under the bus just like they've been doing to each other since the very beginning of all this.
So excited for that. Okay. Stacey, Sarah told Stacey that she had already told her attorney that she wasn't going to, quote, turn on Stacey and that she wasn't going to testify against Stacey. Stacey then reassured Sarah that he would never testify against her. As a search warrant was executed on Redacted on November 12th, 2022, Stacey described the exact location as to where to find Michael's buried in the backyard of the residence. He instructed detectives through the video chat. Sarah Wondra, who was located in the residence at the time, was detained as officers read to her the search warrant. Sarah made several strange statements. Quote, wow, that is a lot. I definitely did not kill that boy, end quote. Quote, the Most High God told me who did. Quote, oh wow, the Most High God told me that Stacey was the one who killed him and buried him in the back of Carson's house, end quote. So she said she wasn't going to turn on him. Well, that didn't last very long. Quote,
Yeah.
she also said the Most High God told her Stacey is the one who killed him and buried him, end quote. Quote, the Most High God just told me that Stacey was the one who did it. Quote, he wants me to make sure you understand that I had nothing to do with it. Quote, he said that Stacey buried him in the backyard by the shed. Quote, it wasn't actually Stacey who harmed the boy, as officers started to search. Sorry, it's smaller down here. As officers started to search the residence, Sarah asked several times if the officers, quote, found him yet, end quote. Yeah, so God is supposedly telling her, yeah, my ex-husband or my soon-to-be ex-husband did this, and God wants me to tell you that I didn't do it.
Yeah. And it went from Carson's yard, their neighbor, to their backyard. And, you know, she's asking, did you find him yet? Because she's trying to act like I didn't move him. I didn't have nothing to do with moving him. She's trying to portray herself in a different light because she doesn't want them to know. But there was evidence that Michael had once been buried in the backyard and later moved, that was put out by J.D. Huff himself, who has worked on this case. And there was even evidence found in the house when they went there November of 2022. That was all mentioned during the press conference when J.D. Huff announced who the 4 suspects were in Michael Vaughan's abduction: Stacey Wondra, Sarah Wondra, Adrian Lucienne, and Brandon Shurtliff. And those 4 suspects were updated January of 2025 as still being the suspects in Michael Vaughan's abduction. And now, October 30th, 2025, Stacey Wondra got out of prison in Arizona to then be arrested on first-degree murder charges, second-degree kidnapping, and destruction of evidence, all in Michael's case. And it's just going to keep going. It's going to be a domino effect, and each one of them are going to slowly fall one right after another.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
So the next one is Idaho State Police, right?
I believe so. Let me look. Yes. And this would be the last page.
Yeah, and this gives a summary at the end, by the way, which is good. Idaho State Police and the Ada County Sheriff's Office assisted with the execution of the search warrant and the Wanderer's residence, along with the 5 separate certified cadaver canines prior to officers digging in the backyard of the Wanderer's residence. Cadavers canines were deployed and alerted in the backyard of redacted and just meaning they're Sarah and Stacey's, in my opinion. But a total of 5 certified cadaver canines were deployed, and all 5 alerted inside the Wanderer's backyard. in the approximate area of where Stacey claimed he witnessed Sarah and Adrien bury Michael. Neither Michael nor any human remains were located during the execution of this search warrant. Prior to excavating the backyard, law enforcement noted that there were several areas in the yard that appeared to have been filled in with dirt and resodded. Kay and Ed Ramsey reported that they had filled in areas of the yard where Sarah and Stacey's dog had dug holes. I think, in my opinion, Mom was helping out.
I'm telling you, man, she's got a huge part in this. You see the parents playing roles here. I mean, her fingerprints were on the tricycle that got put into the bushes, and now this.
Bingo.
She's already lied about.
She's lied before in other times. Sarah has gotten in trouble.
Yeah,
hid her in that before.
Yeah, hid a GUN for Sarah at her house, a GUN that she used to point at the head of somebody else. That's what she's currently in prison for. Her mom helped her do that until she thought she was going to get arrested, and then she threw Sarah right under the bus.
Yep, exactly.
And here they are filling up holes in the backyard. And if you guys if you guys missed it, 5 cadaver dogs hid in the Wandra's backyard. Not 1, 2, 3, 4, but 5.
So in my opinion, this is just my opinion, I believe when they say others may have knowledge about Michael's disappearance, in my opinion, one would be Sarah's mother.
And in my opinion, the Carsons next door
is another.
I believe have some kind of knowledge.
Yep, I agree. Okay.
And sorry to interrupt you, but their parents or Sarah's parents just live on the street right behind them, like 4 or 5 houses down too. They're renting a house from Sarah's parents, or living. I don't even know if they were renting it or not, but living in a house, and they live right around the corner.
Yep, they're fucking terrible. At various interviews after the disappearance of Michael Vaughan, Stacey was asked what happened to his and Sarah's cell phones from July of 2021. Stacey and Sarah wanted to distract attention. So Stacey was asked what happened to his and Sarah's cell phones from July of 2021. Stacey said Sarah wanted to. What is that word?
Let me look on my phone real quick. Wanted to distract attention.
Distract attention so that we are not on the radar, and that was the reason they sold the phones. When asked if there was evidence of the crime on the phone, Stacey said there were text messages. Investigation revealed that the Wanderers changed their phones approximately 3 times in 5-month period. Stacey described purchasing SIM cards to put in his cell phone to evade law enforcement. The GMC pickup was subsequently repossessed for non-payment. Stacey then called Kim's Cars.
That's the place that took and repoed the GMC.
Right. Wanting the truck back or to borrow it. He also told them to, quote, hurry up and sell it, end quote. Stacey further advised that they sold the Lexus they had at the time of Michael Vaughan was abducted.
So the Lexus. So they got rid of the GMC and they got rid of the Lexus. And the Lexus was the car that Stacey Wondra was driving because that's what he's seen in CCTV camera at the splash pad.
Yep.
So yeah, throughout this entire thing, they're getting rid of vehicles. And then here you have him wanting to know if he can borrow the car or have it again for a while. And he's pissed off because they haven't sold it yet.
Mm-hmm. Hurry up and sell it. They're selling. Where the car's getting repossessed. They're selling another car. They're getting rid of couches, furniture, all of it. All of it. Just crazy. Getting new cell phones. They went through 3 different phones each in a 5-month period. New SIM cards, all of that. Okay.
And this is the kind of things that you do when you are involved in a
Cool.
child's abduction or you're doing something nefarious. You don't just do all of these things because you haven't done anything. And here law enforcement was pinpointing and focusing right on them just days after Michael's
Yep,
abduction.
they were onto them immediately. Stacey said there were text messages. Investigators revealed that the Wanderers changed their phone approximately 3 times in 5-month period. Stacey described purchasing SIM cards to put in his cell phone to evade law enforcement. The GMC pickup. Okay, I already read that. I already read this part.
Within a few weeks.
Yeah. Lexus and murder was abducted. Okay. Within a few weeks of Michael's disappearance, the Wandra's iCloud data revealed Stacey and Sarah searched for rental houses in other states, financial assistance in different cars. Or sorry, financial. Why did I say cars? Financial assistance in different areas. So they was wanting to see if they could find a rental house and how much welfare they could get, pretty much.
Yeah, so they're planning on skipping town.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Additionally, a photo of items boxed up was taken on July 30th, 2021, as if they were preparing to move. In summary, Stacey confessed that the 4 members of the household, Stacey Wondra, Sarah Wondra, Brandon Shurtliff, and Adrian Lucienne, were all involved in the abduction and unaliving of Michael Vaughan. Their home in the neighborhood adjacent to the home where Michael lived and was last seen, the neighbor Dorothy Starkey saw Michael riding a tricycle near the Wanderer's home at the time that he went missing. The same tricycle that was seen in Wandra's garage prior to the abduction. The tricycle was discarded outside of the neighborhood of off a bluff after Michael went missing. Kay Ramsey, Sarah Wandra's mother, claimed to have found it and moved it into the entrance of a neighborhood, which is refuted by the fact that another neighbor, unrelated to the case, claimed to have found it and placed it there. Kay's story also does not account for the fact that the tricycle was in the house before being discarded and before Michael went missing. Live scent track dogs were deployed, and the only house that they showed interest in was the Wanderer's house. The same dog showed interest in the area where Michael went missing from and the area where the tricycle was discarded. Based on the foregoing, your affiant is requesting that Stacey Wondra be charged with kidnapping and murder of first degree as well as concealment of evidence. Section 91406, I certify or declare under the penalty of perjury pursuant to the laws of the state of Idaho that the foregoing is true and correct. What's up?
Damn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just absolutely heartbreaking that nobody wins in this situation. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so, for what?
Yeah,
For
for
what?
what?
They thought they were going to get money?
Money they didn't even get because they panicked. And I'm just going to say, like, I don't even know what to think about all that anyway. Because here, these are all Stacey Wondra's accounts of what happened. And he's such a liar. What in all of this information is true? What's not true? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I think a lot of it they have on camera and stuff. And
Well, yes, all of that, but I'm just saying, like, Stacey's statements themselves, because even in the footage that you got sent by accident, he says that Brandon Shurtliff was the one that duct taped Michael, but in this, he's saying Sarah duct taped Michael. But the fact remains that Stacey Wondra is obviously involved and has knowledge of it because he's saying that he did himself.
they all do. They all do.
Yeah.
I mean, one is just as guilty as the other. It doesn't matter in this case. That one is just as guilty as the other. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
to all be there in the house and watch what happened.
I mean, someone, you know, let's say, you know, Stacey, she's bringing Michael in. The other people should have been like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
That's when you
take them
pick up
back
your phone.
outside, or I'm calling the cops on you, dude. You know what I mean? Lady, whatever.
Exactly. If you see her doing that, then yeah, that's your moment. That's your chance to walk out that front door, call the police. My roommate just walked in with a kid on her hip or with a child. I don't know what she's thinking, but I think she's thinking about kidnapping or has already kidnapped or is talking about selling or whatever the circumstance was. They had the opportunity to make their own decisions. They're all grown ass adults.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. Exactly.
And then you have Sarah's ex-husband. Thank you from Chad. I just saw this. Sarah's ex-husband even saying on Josh's panel from the lab that Sarah has obsessed and thought about and fantasized about kidnapping people when they were together. It's one of the reasons why he left her, because she was terrifying him with this fantasy of wanting to kidnap.
It's I don't think it lived up to her fantasy. I'll tell you that, because they all flipped the hell out, and you know, they could have pulled over anywhere and let Michael out on that on that trip. You know what I mean? And just to put him in the back of a fucking truck. And it was how hard was it that day, Sam?
I'm not sure of the exact heat, but I want to say it was close to 110. Callie Dimes here. Callie, do you know how hot it was that day? This
It was
is
hot.
Brandy's sister. Can we look it up? I can look
Brandy
it up.
told me it was hot. She told me it was really hot.
Let's see.
With like the heat index, it was really hot. It's I don't know, guys. God, just please keep Brandy and Tyler and the Vaughan family and the Fruitland police and the prosecutors and the community and everyone in your prayers with this. Brandy's health.
Well, AI wants to tell me it was only 93 degrees, but I know it was over 100, so that's wrong.
Well, yeah, I mean, it'll say here it's 93 degrees, but you go outside and your car says way different, or the outside temperature says way different, you know. And then there's what it feels like as well.
Well, Brandy was out putting flyers and stuff out for Michael getting sunburned for days and days after he was abducted.
Yeah. Oh, she didn't stop.
Yeah. I just can't even imagine what they're going through today after hearing all of this information. They were supposed to hear this kind of information sitting in a courtroom.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. We didn't want to bring it here, but we also didn't want it to be twisted. More importantly, it didn't see Taylor in a bag back of sunlight.
The affidavit says that the parents have nothing to do with Michael's abduction, disappearance, any of that. They've done nothing.
Yes.
So now we have that in writing that law enforcement does not believe that they have had anything to do with it, which I never believed that
you
ever.
are a freaking idiot if you think anyone else has anything to do with this other than the 4 named suspects.
Exactly. Especially after
you're not worth it. You're just not worth it to even use your fucking mind, people. I've just got little patience for the bullshit anymore, to be honest.
Well, I mean, when you're sitting here and you're looking at all of the things that they were doing with their phones, cleaning cars, getting rid of furniture.
Yeah.
They're doing what criminals do. They're getting rid of what they think is evidence that's going to get them arrested and put in prison.
Nobody goes to those lengths all at once. All at once. Nobody does that. They're trying so hard to spin their narrative. Why would anyone do that to him? Exactly. You know, this is the thing. You want whoever it is, period. Right? You should just want whoever it is done this. And sadly, they're, you know, a random non-familiar abduction is a very rare thing, right? Thankfully, it's a rare thing. It happens. But I'm trying to think, like, other than Michael Vaughan's case and I think the FedEx driver that hit the little girl, but that was kind of like an accident. Those are the only 2 like stranger abductions I can think of over the last several years of doing this.
Yes, because it's very rare for it to be a stranger abduction.
Oh my God, it's just
only like 3-4%.
Oh no, it's not even that. It's not even that, I don't think. I mean, it is so rare. I think there's like maybe 10 a year if you're something like that. Is it 4%? I don't even think it was 4%, is it?
Yeah, it's usually 96 to 97% of the time it is somebody that has known the child, is a family member of the child,
Mhm.
And it's very, very rare that it's ever a stranger abduction. I saw in chat somebody was asking if Brandon is in jail. Yes, he is in jail. He went from Kootenai County over to Canyon County.
Yeah.
He was transferred today.
3 out of 4 are in jails, but just 1 is currently in jail for Michael. But it's coming. They know it's coming. Yeah, I agree. Hair curlers, exactly. Oh, they're all going to get charged, in my opinion. I mean, look at this. This is, and again, this is the probable cause. This is the minimum amount of evidence that they share with, this is not all their evidence by far.
Yeah, this isn't anything having to do with their lab results from all that dirt they tested. This doesn't have anything to do with the technology and exactly what they did find on the phones. There's so much more information that will be in the discovery later on,
Absolutely.
and when court takes off, and we'll start hearing more and more details of exactly what happened.
Yeah.
My main thing is who are these people? Who are these people? Who are they going to sell Michael to? Who are they?
Right. And how did, my question is, how do these people meet? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, and I mean, we've heard Stacey say that Adrien was into S trafficking. He said it quite a few times.
yes.
And Adrien had even thrown some people under the bus trying to accuse them of Michael's abduction and unaliving. And those people are connected to S trafficking. And these are just people that I've gone over before in some of my lives and stuff. But I'm just sitting back like, there's no information in this affidavit about who they were going to give Michael to sell him to. Or is this another one of Stacey Wondra's lies?
Yeah.
We'll find out.
And that's the thing. We just don't know. We just don't know. Fake businesses, Craigslist with codes, in my opinion. Yeah, there's something, they picked up a lot of sketchy people as well, right? And like I've always said, they always did, and I've always thought this is weird. They always wanted to do the long haul trips with the taxi.
Or their long haul, we're going to go all the way to Texas to sell or pick up a puppy. We're going to drive all the way down to the California border for a puppy. It's really? And then you're going to go down to Texas and only get paid $800 to $1,800 to go do that, when that doesn't even cover your expensive for a trip that far away anyway?
Yeah. No way. No way.
I mean,
Nobody
and just
does
all of
that
the
for-
traveling that we know that they did because of what you found from his phone that they did in days afterwards. And then here we know law enforcement's already talking to them. And all that data that was on their phones, they're going to have data about where they were and what they were doing. They were already onto them so quickly. Everything in this entire affidavit to me was just shocking. And then putting the pieces together so much, my mind was just like, click, click, click. Oh, God, okay, this makes sense.
I wonder, I hope that we can, that they will say where Michael is.
I pray for that all the time.
They have a good idea, hopefully. where Michael is, but just not exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to say anything else?
I just want to thank everybody for coming, for supporting Michael, for supporting the Vaughan family, for always showing up and, supporting Justin, supporting me, but mostly just important, supporting the Vaughan family.
Yes.
And just always being here. We're all a part of Monkey's Army. We're never going to give up. We're never going to stop fighting for justice for Monkey. Brandy, Tyler, Papa, Blue, if you guys are listening, I love you. And I'm sorry that you guys had to hear this information the way that you did. And we're ready to fight with you. So anything you need from us, let us know. You know how to contact us and get a hold of us. Justin, thank you again for another great live, for having me.
I hope you get some rest tonight. I feel like I've been beat with a sledgehammer. Well, I guess there's no.
I think now that this is over, I think I will get a little bit of rest, because I think more of my mind racing, not only, just having to go over all of this information, knowing who's listening, being close to the Vaughan family, it's not easy to do.
Mm-mm.
And we have fallen in love with Monkey working on his case. And it's hard to listen to all of these details, just like it's hard for everybody in chat to listen to. And it's going to get worse, you guys. There's going to be more information and more evidence that comes forward, and more things to talk about and hear. And nothing is easy when it comes to a child that's been abducted and unalived by monsters.
Yes.
I'm just so thankful that law enforcement has been able to push through, that the district attorney has been able to push through, and that, it's finally moving forward, because it's still going to be a long road. But here we are, even after 4 years, things are shifting and moving in the direction that we've all been waiting for.
Yes. Thank God. I mean, you don't want to hear it, but you want to hear it,
Yeah.
It's weird. Just weird. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for joining us. Again, we didn't really want to put this out, but it was what it was. And here it is, and we'll be on this case until the gavel from the end of the gavel. So stick with us. Sam, you're amazing. I hope you know that, my dear. Get some rest. Thank you all, whether you're on Sam's channel, my channel, moving back and forth in between, just first watching us. Appreciate you all so much. And we will see you guys on the next one. God bless each and every one of you. God bless the Vaughan family. Justice for Michael Vaughan, affectionately known as Monkey.
Love you guys.